Good evening, guys. This is Ankur here, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Technical Analysis, the Invest View. So let's see what happened at Nifty Futures chart. Nifty Futures to happen make a live high at 15,660, and at end of the day it closed at 15,618. Nifty happened to make a dodgy, and when I checked the UI data, there was a higher call writing than the put writing. So definitely there could be a resistance for tomorrow. Perhaps we may see this expiry happening within 15,660 for this week at least, as far as this week expiry is concerned. If we see the broader market today, the 38% was advances at Nifty 50 and around 62% were the declines. And if you look at the broader market action overall, there were again 35 to 36% advances and around 64% decline. So the broader market and Nifty 50 was in a very on the same page. At US manufacturing sectors picked up in May, and Dow and Nasdaq happened to give a gap up after a long weekend, but they're unable to sustain that. There was a one-way selling till now. So let's see what will happen there. That will also leave a clue for tomorrow's opening. But in today's video, I would like to focus on something else. I'll be not be discussing much on the stocks. I will give you a couple of stocks, but the focus point of today's video should be on the crude, because there is an extraordinary and very important action happening at the Brent crude at this front. As you can see, this is the Brent futures oil chart in front of you, and Brent happened to make a high of $71, $71.32, right? $71.32 pips. Now, if Brent gives a breakout and if it closes above 71, 71.50, the next target for the Brent crude would be 73 to 75. Why I am suggesting you that? Because this has been a good resistance for the Brent as far as the futures chart is concerned. And if you see the past data, the 71 has been a rejection point. Correct. Now it is coming again at the 71.32 to retest that level. And there is a minor GAN wave 8 bar 1 resistance also between 78% and 100% of Fibonacci. Correct. So incidentally, that 71.32 is also 78.6% at the Fibonacci. Increase at crude impacts lot of chart in Nifty 50 and futures, such as GAIL, IOC, BPCL, HPCL, ONGC, Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Reliance, Indigo, SpiceJet, Indigo Paints, to name a few. Now, as far as this paint industry is concerned, definitely it is not a very good ideal situation for them, because the raw material cost, their input cost will increase, because crude is one of the most, uh, I would say, the most important point in terms of the raw material, and the increase in Brent crude, increase in the cost, it's a increase in input cost for them, increase in the input cost of a raw material. So that is not a very bullish sign as far as the paint industry is concerned, such as your Berger Paints, Asian Paints, and Indigo Paints. Why I'm discussing these points today? Because we have to see that uh, we have to have a techno funda view at times, not completely technical, not completely fundamental. A lot of time this technical plus fundamental gives you a very brighter picture. Correct. So you can catch sometimes a false breakout or kind of a false breakdown in the chart if you have a fundamental over a same page when you're looking at the chart. So there is a point where we have to be pretty cautious. If we see a breakout in the Brent crude and the crude going towards 73, 75, definitely not a bullish sign for the paint industries. The second sector which is directly affected with the increase in the crude oil sector is aviation sector, where we have Indigo in futures and we have SpiceJet in cash. So because the fuel cost will be increased, the fuel cost they able to shell out more. So that is again not a very bullish sign as far as the aviation sector is concerned. With respect to OMC, there could be a little uh, margin pressure with respect to the BPCL, HPCL. However, it is quite positive signal for Reliance and for any exploration group. For tomorrow, if you see Reliance Industries, let me just put the cash. This is cash. Reliance industry has grown. If you have seen, you have been watching my videos, and I've been telling you that to avoid selling until and unless it closes below 1960. But if you had have seen today, Reliance happened to make a high of 2202. Just to show you guys something that last year, 30th September 2020, I have tweeted one thing that caution at Reliance if it closes below 2217, and it happened to make a low of 1830. That is around 17.45% returns in 14 trading sessions. In 14 trading sessions. This is the tweet which I tweeted on 30th of September. And if you can see the low made by the stock around 1835 at 3rd of November. So 14 trading sessions, we got a percentage of 17.45%. So that is my judgment on Reliance chart so far. And as you have been watching my videos, I have given you the channel, and you just see, if I told you very clearly not to short below 1960, and it rose, it gave a breakout above 2027, then further it gave a breakout above 2115, and all these levels have been repeatedly mentioned by me on the video which I made only for Reliance, and in many other weekly and daily videos where I have been discussing Reliance with you guys. Now, again, why I have shown you that tweet, because again it is approaching 2217. It made a high of 2202. I'm talking about cash equity. So keep an eye on that level because it tried and went up, but it settled within the channel, right? It settled within the channel. So need to keep an eye whether it closes above 2217 or not. And even if it closes to 2217, don't jump on the BTST on that particular moment. Let's see whether it is surviving, it is sustainable or not. Sustainable in terms of, let it come and touch again 2217. If it retest and bounce back, that should be the time you should enter into the long side ahead in Reliance from here onwards. So need to keep that in mind. Correct. Now coming to tomorrow's stock, I would like to suggest you one stock, which is Voltas, and Voltas is in a very regression channel. So Voltas, you will go ahead for long side only if it goes above 1100 and 1019. 1019. So let it go above 1019, and that should be the place where you have to go ahead for the longs. And if you want me to repeat again the same thing which I always say, that for example this is 1019. If it breaks out, then if it is retesting, you can buy on retesting, or you can wait for 3 minutes or 5 minutes kind of a candle time frame. And any candle, 3 or 5 minute candle, gives closing above 1019, that could be a place where you can plan for the longs. As far as Reliance is concerned, I have told you that let it close above 2217 from here, because it tried breaking out but it settled within the channel. So that is early signals for us that there could be a few cooler cool off days as far as Reliance is concerned, because Reliance also rose on the Jefferies commentary, where they see that the 50% upside in the refinery earnings EBITDA in petrochemical business. And as you know that 60% of the revenue in Reliance has come from the oil to chemical business. So after that commentary, and this is how beautifully the technical or the outside news and the technical levels supports each other. So technically we would been discussing that not to short below 1960, and after the Jeffries commentary it just shoot up. So now again it is touching the old rejection levels of 2217. So need to lighter your position at this point in time. Wait, if it goes someday closes above 2217, sustains, retest, and that should be a point where we can have a on a bet on a longer side from thereafter. So these are the points. And Voltas, as I mentioned you, wait for 1019. If it opens above 1019, then see till 925 whether the open is equal to low or not, and keep that low as a stop loss. Correct, and go ahead. At times, what happen that the stock opens above 1019, it goes up, then it breaks to a 1019, then again it trying to break 1019. So as there is a theory in VWAP which I follow, very simple theory, that never go for a trade at the first end, let it retest that level. Correct. So for example, it opens above 1019, it goes up to, say for example, just for a hypothetical number, 1028, then it breaks down and goes down and touches 1006 or something, 1009. Correct. And then again it taking turn and again breaking 1019. So that should be a point where you can have a clear stop loss of that day's low and re-enter, because there is a clear-cut breakout signal in the chart. So if that breakout is honored, correct, only in that case, if breakout is honored, this should be the safest entry for us. Or if you can wait for 920 to 925, if there is open equal to low, keep that low as a stop loss and go for a intraday gains. Now that intraday gains is up to you. Generally the best behavior for the intraday gains is 1%, right? Then 1.5%, then 2%, or keep trailing, because there are only fewer days where you see that the stock is rallying one way upwards, otherwise it always travels in a wave. So 1% should be the first bare minimum target as far as the intraday is concerned. How to match up with that a big quantity, with the big earnings, I mean, then that quantity needs to be managed accordingly, individual to individual basis. So that was my view on the crude. Keep an eye on the crude. If crude breakout and settles above $71 and goes to 73, 75, that is a bearish signal for Asian Paint, Berger Paint, Indigo, SpiceJet. There could be a small margin pressure on OMCs, and good for the exploration companies. So keep that in eye. If it is good for someone, then it is uh, bad for bearish for few stocks. So keep an eye on the crude. That could decide the journey ahead in index and dollar rupee relation, therefore which can also impact the IT, information technology sector. So that's it, guys, for today, and thank you. So let's meet tomorrow, and this is for the day. Thank you. Keep watching my channel, Technical Analysis, the Unbiased View, and do subscribe. And please, if you find something valuable information in the channel, do share it with your friends. Bye.